Hansen is a senior fellow at the Hoover Institution, and he joins us tonight. Professor, thank you very much for coming on. So we've really passed the stage where we're debating what these boys did or did not do, or the other participants in the moment did or did not do. This is really a debate over whether some groups are good and others are evil. Is there any resolving a debate like that?
No, I think one side wins and one side loses. I think we're in an age of unreality where there's a big truth, and that's predicated on your race and gender and class. And then there's little things like facts, testimony, actual events, empiricism, and that doesn't matter. And in that divide, unfortunately, these students had nothing going for them. They were white, they were male, they were Catholic, they were at a pro-life demonstration. They had hats on, and Mr. Phillips had everything going for him. It didn't matter where he lied about almost every circumstance that he was involved in. The 8 videos could not be corroborated with what he said in various interviews, but he posed as a diehard hero in Vietnam that had fought for swarmy little Brett Kavanaughs like these kids. And once that narrative took over, that was the truth. And had the kids been of minority ancestry, or had they been at a pro-life, pro-choice, or they had pussy hats on, or they'd been female, then, and had Mr. Phillips been white and a real combat veteran who was, you know, humming a country western song and did the exact same things, then all of these people would have weighed in a different manner, because
that's right.
They wanted to get in on the social media lynch mob because they understood that they could virtue signal, and the preponderance, the heft, the centrifugal force in this era that we live in is with identity politics. So whether it was Mr. Morrissey, the Disney producer, who was actually tweeting that they should be put in a wood chipper and then illustrated what would happen to him, he understood that the Disney corporate world would reward that behavior, and if he had did something else, they wouldn't, and they would excuse that if he was wrong. And
but can I also just,
among the
this is so bewildering because this way of looking at the world allows people to protect what they have. So here you have a tenured guy with a sinecure job at some mediocre university, but a job for life that's very high paying, describing some Catholic school kid from one of the poorest states in the country as having more privilege than he does. I mean, it's prima facie ludicrous, but everyone sort of nods in agreement. That's right, he's privileged. We're not here on TV. Like, well, they do. How does that stand?
Because they don't believe in anything. They understand. They put their finger in the air and they see where are the career rewards and where's the downside. And the downside is not there because they want to get ahead early and they want to get mean on their social media. And then they not only feel better about themselves, but then people admire them. And that's where the career rewards are to be found. How does it benefit you, Tucker, to say, I think these kids, we should look at the evidence and give them the benefit of the doubt, just like we should get Mr. Phillips and adjudicate it on evidence? Then you're old-fashioned, you're supporting the old racist, sexist class order, and there's nothing in for it. Most of the money, the universities, the professional sports, entertainment, popular culture, it's all on one side, and people make the necessary adjustments. And so that's what this was all about. It's about a higher truth that's social justice, quality result rather than of opportunity, and we're not empirical anymore because that's for losers. And that's where the rewards are in society. Even a Congressman Omar understood that. Everybody understood that. And that's why they wanted to get on record as early as they could and as mean as they could that their fides was on question. They're just like the mob in the French Revolution about 1790 during the Jacobin Robespierre phase, or ancient Athens. And when you get in these revolutionary cycles of extremism, then yes, today's extremism, putting somebody's head in a wood chopper, is yesterday's passé moderation. It's just a spiral. And that's what we're in. It's going to continue until somebody stands up and says, I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm going to say what I want. Shame on you. And you're going to be fired. You're going to be sued. You're going to be held accountable. But we haven't got to that point yet.
Well, I hope we get there soon. Professor, thank you very much for that.
I do, too. Thank you for having me, Tucker.